Oh, hi, Anne. Sorry it started. I didn't realise. Okay, let's have a look at your site. So I'm just going to have a quick look first before I actually bring up the screen share. Okay, yeah, let's just share the screen. Okay. Click, click, click. Is it showing the screen? Okay, share. Okay. Yay. Okay, I've got about 20 minutes to do this. Let's work through this. Really love the banner. That's really cool. Really gorgeous picture. Just trying to work out what that is. My plant knowledge isn't that good. Okay. Medical herbalist, yoga Siramani. Welcome. The wild apothecaries. Bristol. I'd really like that to be a picture of you, actually, rather than the heart. And that's actually a bit confusing because you've got a picture of a place, like a fixed place, and then you've got a list of places. So I felt my brain kind of going slightly, which is fine. I mean, I worked it out pretty quickly, but it's nice to not have to do that kind of, what does she mean? There's a shed. Is the shed in all of those different places? Da, 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 da. So yeah, I would like that to be you, please. Okay, and also it does say that it's you. I know that you're not a shed. Anyway, the wild apothecary starts out just wild apothecary countryside local to my homes. Yeah, great. Does that mean, okay, so I built my own apothecary. Does that mean that you make all your own herbs? I'm curious. Maybe it says later. Section about Amy. Great. Section of steps for path, becoming a herbalist. Oh, it's so beautiful. Isn't that lovely? Okay. Yeah, okay. So I'd like this page to do more of, okay, so the wild apothecary, Amy, what you get when you come to Amy, why Amy's your herbalist, what's special about Amy, what's special about the way that you work. You've got a real passion for herbs. It sounds like you are making some of your own remedies. You've got this gorgeous space. And so rather than just kind of making it a general thing about herbs and herbalism, blah, 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 it's like, look, you've got health problems that aren't getting fixed. You don't want to go down the chemical route. Herbs are incredible. They work with the biochemistry of your body. I will take extra time with you. I'm really rooted in nature. I'm really rooted in my intuition because I spend so much time working with the plants. What I'm getting is a feeling of this really connected kind of 360-degree kind of experience that's not just about walking into a shop, getting something off the shelf and walking out again. And that kind of links up with the way that herbs are as well. They're sort of part of Gaia, and there's kind of like, there's a vibrational medicine along with the chemical medicine that you're getting, and you're in such a beautiful spot, and that's sort of part of the healing experience as well. And I'd really like that first page to sort of capture all of those things. And I'm not, in case you think I'm just running away on some kind of romantic tangent, I kind of am, because that's what your clients want to do. Actually, they want a solution to their health problem, but also you're offering a really gorgeous experience that is not a run-of-the-mill kind of I've got a medical problem that needs to be fixed kind of experience. And I'd really like a piece of writing here that captures the elements of that experience. And you've got extraneous information that isn't so useful to that process. So yeah, you'll come here, it's in a beautiful setting. I'm really like nuts about plants and beauty, and yeah, I hope that makes some sense. So I'd really love to I'd love you to tell quite a romantic story about the process and who you are, and just get across some of that experience here, and just capture the imagination basically more, which is what you're beginning to do with this lovely picture of the hut, which I'd like you to have on this page, by the way. Actually, I would like you to lead with a picture of you, probably a picture of you sitting in the garden outside the hut. I think that would probably be the best thing. Okay, so talking about you. Also, the yoga ceremony, I don't understand where that fits into herbalism. So I think that you need to weave that into your original story here as well. You may not be practicing yoga with people, but I always talk about how if you're an artist, and I know that you're an artist in the traditional sense as well, and weave that into, and kind of, when I work with people one-to-one, we do spend some time sort of understanding how the different threads of who you are and your interests and passions, if they're not explicitly part of what you're offering now, they are part of how your brain works. They're part of kind of how you turn up in the world, who you are, and the connections that happen in your mind and in your spirit in response to people. And so I would just find a way of exploring that and just weaving that into the story, really. I don't actually know what a yoga ceremony is. It would be interesting to find out about that, but it's also a little bit confusing to the mind to have that here and then not have that referred to in your kind of overarching story. So I would either find a way of weaving that in or actually leave it out. I would rather you weaved it in. Herbal medicine for everybody. And this is quite important stuff to include, I think. And I think you do a reasonably good job of explaining how that breaks down. The other thing that I would say is that it's about bringing the whole system into balance. So you're creating long-lasting healing rather than just fixing an immediate problem, which might pop up later on. You might say that later on. But that's a way of saying that in a very practical way that's going to be relevant to anybody. You know, any old fudge coming into the pharmacy in boots that's going to appeal like you're fixing the problem long term. So it's not going to come back and bite you on the arse in a year's time. That's kind of the point, isn't it? And that's quite a useful thing to say. Yeah, this list of stuff, I was looking at this on another website. I mean, the point is the herbs can help with pretty much anything. If you really feel it's necessary to have this list, fine. I would prefer to explore these things in blog, like each one of these in your blog, and you can kind of link to like a resource page that's got a list of different blogs where you write about these things. And I would focus more on, in this section, I would focus more on having a direct conversation with the kind of clients that you find you attract and that you want to attract more of, and talking about you and you as a herbalist and so on. People who are looking on a herbal medicine website are probably already interested in herbs. Again, you can break down the whole thing about herbalism in your blog more, and you can link to that from here. But I would just talk about why herbal medicine is a strong alternative to what else is out there, and then talk about how you like to diagnose and what's the word? How you like to pick remedies and so on. And the kind of whole person approach. I hope that makes sense. Clinic. And then you go into that in more detail with the clinic. Oh, we'd really like that to be a picture of you. It's a lovely picture though. The Wild Apothecary is a place where our local wild plants are made into medicines. That's huge. That's just so huge. It's massive. That needs to be right up at the beginning of your website. That needs to be everything that this is about. Like, it just makes my brain tingle just hearing that. It's so exciting. I want to go and get my remedies from the wild apothecary. I want to know that I'm putting wild medicine into my body. That's so exciting. It's so exciting. And you really just want to dedicate this whole website to calling out the people who are also going to be excited by this. I mean, it's brilliant. And talking about why wild medicines are so much more powerful than ones that have been cultivated, and the energy of local plants and why that's powerful vibrationally for healing, and the passion that you have that goes into actually making that happen. I mean, it's just, wow, it's incredible. That needs to be the heart and soul of everything that you're saying, right on the front page here. Like, yeah, that's you're not making nearly enough of that. Okay. Obviously there's going to be things built up, but that's fine. Yeah, that all of the stuff that's on there can go on the about page. The stuff on this page can all go onto the about page. Then I think rather than having a list of ailments here, I would, where's it gone? Where's your list of ailments gone? Rather than have that list of ailments, I would rather have, I'd rather have something that says, oh yeah, it's here. Basically, we can treat anything that you would go to the doctor for, barring, whatever. You wouldn't want to see someone without medical support. But that's basically what you want to say, and that's kind of what's coming out here in the consultation section. Sometimes it's not the case, and I will advise accordingly. I think so. That thing about the wild crafted stuff is really important, and also just getting across really clearly. Look, whatever is wrong with you, herbal medicine can help with that. I can do physical examinations. I can tell you what mainstream medicines you can take with it. You are safe. This is a safe place for you to come to get your medical needs met, apart from whatever the exceptions are to that. And again, that's another thing that I would just say really clearly. Home visits and Skype consultations, prices. Potentially have that all on the same page, but there's nothing really wrong with having it on separate pages. The herb garden. This is to be grown soon. If you fancy helping, let me know. I would hide that page and just refer to that being part of your big vision in the welcome page. It's just a bit disappointing to come to a page that's kind of empty. Hide that page until you've got something to say. Blog about the vision of it in your blog. I haven't looked at your blog yet. Walled garden. Yeah, I would just talk about that in your welcome page, really. When you're talking about the apothecary, you can say that they can visit the walled garden, which makes it into more of an experience. So you're focusing on the whole experience of coming to see you and being treated by you. I think you could make more of that. Courses, great. And then you've got yoga hiding down here. there's just nothing wrong with saying, hey, I'm a herbalist, this is herbal medicine. I also teach yoga because I'm a holistic kind of a chick. Here's a link to my my yoga page, and you can have that on the About Amy page. But it's fine to just have that hanging out there. You need a place to send people. That's cool. Okay, blog. Let's have a quick look at your blog. The herbal sessions. It's a small thing, but if you could get images here, that would be quite nice. Later to herb walk. I mean, obvious angles for your blog would be talking through different ailments, talking through different wild things that can be foraged and turned into things. And they would be the two things that I would focus on in your blog. So that makes your blog very usable. The more usable your blog is, the more easily referenced, the more useful it is, the more traffic you'll get. That increases your Google ratings. The more shareable it is. Hey, look at this. You can drink cleavers in the spring and it'll cheer you up. Did you know that? Look at this. You can treat a headache with these herbs. The more shareable your content is, and it also just has people coming back to you, connecting with you more and more, which means that they're much more likely to book you as a herbalist. Home visits and Skype consultations. I'm just going to jump to here because that is home visits and Skype consultations. Yeah, so you can see people over Skype, and you've got a slightly more remarkable story than any old herbalist, because you've got this beautiful place, you've got this beautiful garden, and even the funny thing about this is, even if people can't come in person, they can. There's something about feeling you in that shed, in that garden, and feeling you out there foraging for your remedies. That's just like, wow! I want this woman to be my herbalist, and. So the more, so I would put some energy into your blog and sharing and guest blogging as well to get some more national and international traffic to your site, because you have a remarkable story, you have a lovely story, and also the thing about healing yourself with Lyme disease, that's huge, and I want that in your About Amy page as well, because that's like, wow, she treated herself for this really horrible disease that people have, and it disables them for the rest of their lives. Wow. I want her to be my herbalist. So yeah, you could make more of that, and I think that you also need to mention that you can see people virtually, and have that right up front here, and refer to that in your clinic page. News, contact, medicine hunting. Oh God, that's too many sub-menus. I don't like that. Zimbabwe Herbal Medicine Project. Yeah, again, maybe refer to that in your about thing, just like a sentence, and then you can link to the page. What's this? Yeah, I would just link to that from here, because that just kind of shows that, again, that's like, wow, she's a really interesting woman. I do find that a bit overwhelming, having those extra pages. What's the medicine hunting one? This page will provide information on trips abroad in the UK, looking at different herbs and how used locally. I wouldn't have a separate page. Again, I would cover this in your blog. And then if you want to, you can have a kind of resources page where you just link to all your favorite blogs. And you can have a section on medicine hunting, you can have a section on the Zimbabwe project, you can have a section on foraging, you can have a section on ailments, and just link from one single page. I would think about as well, you haven't got anything, you've not got a mailing list thing here. Oh, your newsletter, there we go. What have you got here? I'm just wrapping out. Yeah, okay, great. I don't know what you're using for your website, but I would think about having a plugin where people can where people can sign into your newsletter here, like a sign up box. And I would put together I really would recommend putting together some kind of PDF that's like, oh, what would it be? Just like some really simple remedies that you know are really, really, really helpful. Like, I don't know, tiger milk. Everyone's talking about this. The yellow milk at bedtime, for example, or you're bound to have something, or like some kind of homemade face cream that people can make, or something that people can actually use and apply really easily, like, you know, your wild medicine cabinet, 5 herbs that you should always have to hand or something, and put that in a PDF and just do that. I mean, it shouldn't take you, it should be like a couple of hours work at the most to do that, and then get a plug in here and put people on your newsletter. I think your newsletter is particularly important for you because you can do Skype consultations, and that is potentially quite a good business angle for you. And also the place that you've got is so gorgeous. I'm sure that you could increase the amount of people actually coming into the apothecary. I haven't looked at your courses and how they fit together so much. Spring Medicine, Wild Medicines courses, yeah, that's great. Again, refer to that in your welcome page and your about page. Just that you do that, you teach it as well as doing it. You help people to do that more. So there you go. You've got a very exciting story to tell, Amy, and you just need to get that across a little bit more. And this is a beautiful website. Thank you very much for letting me have a look. And I'll see you soon. If you've got any questions or want any help following through with this, then just give me a shout. Lots of love. Bye.